Hey guys, good evening. But by the time you hear this, it might be the morning or the afternoon. Um, I wanted to show you a couple of things. Okay, so first of all, over here at Book of Hours, we use um, Quant when we want to search for something or when we want to go to a website. We use Quant. So we'll go to one of our favorite websites, which is UK Column, and we will see right here. See the Q? That's for Quant. And then we'll go to the website. So that's what I wanted to suggest. Maybe don't use Google, but use Quant. Some people like to use DuckDuckGo, but when we are on our computers, we like to use Quant. Okay, it's out of France, I believe. So the next thing I want to take you to is a Wikipedia page for the War of the Worlds. This was a one-time 1938 radio drama that was broadcast on October 31st, 1938. So there are some people in my audience and some of my followers who are very young, so they may not even know the story about this particular broadcast. And the story goes that Orson Welles, who had a very theatrical voice and an excellent background in theater, read a story about how the world had been invaded by aliens. And it was so compelling and so scary that on Halloween night, 1938, people actually believed, or we were told throughout our lives, that people actually believed that we had been invaded by aliens because his story was so compelling. But this is sort of a psyop wrapped in a psyop. This is what's called kind of a meta story. Which means that there's a story within a story. So we've all been told that people listened to this one-time radio broadcast and they were terrified and they actually thought that we had really been invaded by aliens from outer space. But if you start asking around and you talk to people who were maybe alive at that point, they were like, no one believed that. Actually, nobody really believed that we were invaded by aliens. People knew that it was a story. They knew that it was fiction. It was just a radio broadcast because it was Halloween night. And, you tell ghost stories on Halloween night or you tell scary stories. But the media said that people believed it was a real story. So there's this weird conflicting narrative around this. I personally think that nobody believed that it was a real story, but the media wanted people to believe that it was a real story. So it became, like I said, it became very meta. So you can read all about the War of the Worlds 1938 radio drama on this Wikipedia page. You can read all about it and all of the controversy that ensued afterwards. But I'm getting to a point here. I want to make a point about this. So I want to take you now to Google, dreaded Google. We're not supposed to search on Google. And as you can see, what I did here in the history is I put in a bunch of different numbers. So I started out with 123 new cases in my search criteria. I didn't put Corona. I didn't put anything. And look at the first hit I get from 7 hours ago. 123 new cases in Acadiana, so Louisiana. So I don't know where this is, but 123 new cases. So I'm doing it in numerical order. So that's 1, 2, 3. So let's go 4, 5, 6 new cases and hit enter. And oh, look at that. Pennsylvania, 4, 5, 6 new cases from Trib Live, from CBS Pittsburgh, from the Department of Health. Okay, so let's look at something else. Let's go to the next group of numbers, 7, 8, 9 new cases. Oh, look at that. Arizona, 789 new cases. Let's have a little fun. Let's put in my birthday, 1007 new cases. Delhi, look at that, 1007 new COVID cases. Let's put in my husband's birthday, which is coming up. July 3rd, 703. Oh, look at that. 703 new cases in Arkansas. Let's put in 111. 111 new cases. Oh, 111 new cases in Idaho. Let's put in 222. Oklahoma, 222. Let's put in 333. 333 new cases in Italy 4 days ago. 444. Shall we go for 444? Let's see. Look at that. Utah, 444. Wow. Do you see where I'm going with this? 555. So what I'm trying to tell you, let's put in the dreaded 666. Oh, look at that. The Ukraine and Virginia. 666 new cases in both the Ukraine and Virginia. So what I'm trying to say is that no matter what you do to try to explain to people that the coronavirus is not deadly, it won't matter. The media is never, ever, ever going to stop. As you can see, the media will never, ever stop. Let's put in 1 million. So you could be clicking away on the computer all day, every day, until your little fingers fall off, convincing people that it is not a deadly virus, but it doesn't matter because the media will beat you to it. Look at that. As of April 28th, the U.S. reports 1 million cases confirmed. You can't win, is what I'm trying to say. Because the algorithms have, look at that, 1,000 new cases. The algorithms have got you covered. Okay, they've got this covered. This is never going away. And let's look over here at a couple of articles, a couple of headlines I want to show you. Robots writing the news? Why not? Robots writing the news. Okay, so, we've seen a few articles pop up over the last few weeks that the AI is writing the news. Okay, so this business of going to Google and putting in, these numbers for how many cases today, and you could put in any variation of any number and you will always get that specific number. 770 new cases in Germany. See, 770. How about 890? 890 cases confirmed in West Virginia. So it's never going to go away. And I would say that, you should look at some of these articles. Did a robot write this? How AI is impacting the news. Should we allow AI to write the news? So they've probably put in different algorithms. They put in a few keywords about the coronavirus. They put in some geographical information and boom, you've got your story of, 890 new cases in Virginia. Okay. Or in, in West Virginia. So it's never going to end. I'm just telling you that, it's the same story as the War of the Worlds, where we were told that people were afraid of an alien invasion. But the reality of it is that people weren't afraid of an alien invasion. In fact, when they read the headline the next day that said, the entire world went into a panic because they thought that this fictional radio broadcast was really true, they looked at that headline and they said, that's not true. We didn't think it was true for a minute. We're not stupid. We know that there's no alien invasion. And they put the paper down and went out and played ball with their kids. You know what I mean? So that's what this is about. just putting in these, these numbers and putting in these new cases. How about 1111? Look at that. 1111, Indonesia. It's never going to go away. Okay? This is AI. It's taught itself, Let's see. Looks like 2222 I didn't get a hit with that. 2222 new cases. So maybe that one, but maybe not. All right. So I would say you could beat yourself up and your little fingers could fall off trying to convince the world that it's not that it's not a deadly virus. It doesn't matter, because there will always be media to cover, that there's always going to be new viruses coming up. One other thing I wanted to go over too, which is kind of strange, which there's more activity about this on Twitter than there is on other social media sources. But look here, there have been reports of incessant fireworks in several U.S. cities. So you get all these people that are tweeting fireworks have been going off for 2 or 3 weeks and we're still far away from the 4th of July. It's bizarre. And I'll tell you that in Pittsburgh, it's been every night for a couple of weeks. It's been really strange. And my neighbor's texting me like, what does that mean? Shooting fireworks nonstop. This is what I see from the window when I go to bed. Exactly. So right over our house, right over our roof, like close enough that you can practically touch them, it seems like there's fireworks going on all the time, and there's big loud booms. So the media got a hold of this story and started covering it. Residents in several U.S. cities, including New York, Boston, Chicago, and L.A., have reported a massive surge in fireworks during late night hours. Well, and in my case, I hear loud booms like even during the day. The pattern has prompted several theories, ranging from alleged involvement from law enforcement, more free time due to the ongoing pandemic, and a push from fireworks retailers to boost sales. But really what I think it is if you remember the brick story? Why are pallets of bricks being left on protest routes? And remember the stories people were coming up with suddenly they were seeing pallets of bricks that were being left, just randomly left at places. This is the one tweet that I saw about it when I did a search on it. I did a little more of a comprehensive search about the bricks, and I couldn't find anything recently, but I know that we all remember the brick story back, that was only at the beginning of the month, right? Feels like years ago. But see, this is the point. The point is that they are going to keep doing things. Like this is what they do. This is what happens when you're kind of like in a revolution, is they want you kind of in a constant state of PSD and wondering what the fuck is going on. And a lot of it's psychological. So I have a feeling that the fireworks story is the same as the brick story. Things were left behind on purpose. I read a story which I thought was really interesting. Bricks in the alley. Let's see if I can find it. Failed attempt at embedding the video. Trying again. The Boston police caught red-handed planting bricks in an alleyway. This is from June 2nd. So if you recall, the brick story was really, really strong back at the beginning of the month. And so now that we are towards the end of the month, this story is the new sort of psychological warfare. And it actually is really troubling, because my neighbor's friend was walking out of the house and we were in the backyard, and he said, these fireworks and these like big loud booming noises and stuff, they're really triggering me. Here's the one right here. Look at that. I mean, shooting fireworks nonstop. It's crazy. So, calls are getting louder for the city to respond to the skyrocketing number of complaints about illegal fireworks. This is really just meant to stress people out needlessly. It's really sad that they have to resort to these silly antics. But that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to stress people out needlessly. They're trying to provoke people. That's what happens when you have had war waged on you, especially psychological warfare like we have, like with this and with this. You know, the algorithms put in place, no matter what number you put in, you're going to get that exact number come up with a case of new cases of coronavirus or what have you. So that's where we are right now. So I would say don't stress. Just kind of look at it as entertainment if you can. Um, so, yeah. All right, so that's really all I wanted to say. It's late, so I may not have been as clear or animated as I normally would be, but I wanted to kind of talk to you about that. I feel that this is. I see a lot of people talking about it, and a lot of people really upset, so I wanted to address that. Okay, bye.